Well, good morning, beautiful people. Actually, give me one moment there. I'm going to put my kitchen shoes on. So we got a beautiful day here in northern Canada, and I'm just going to start doing a little bit of baking. But I'm just getting myself set up now, guys. Alright, come on, let's go. There we are. Hey, Two Socks, buddy, how's it going? What day is it today? Saturday. You must be home now. You must be home now, buddy, so awesome. So today I'm just going to be making some, well actually, hang on one moment, itchy nose. Oh. Put my gloves on. So I'm going to be making some cherry scones at the chiropractor. Oh dear. Nothing serious, I hope. You had a 25, you're waiting for a 25-minute appointment at 10 o'clock. Okay, so your appointment's over, but you've never had it yet. That makes sense. So, cherry scones. I've got some unsalted butter here. Now, a little word of caution. You can use salted butter if you want, but leave out the salt that's in the recipe. And basically, we're just going to get this butter mixed together with our flour. So we want our butter. So just maintenance, that's good. Just use your fingertips, and we're just going to squeeze this butter through our flour. Now you can do with this in a food processor if you want, like a Magimix. But if we just rub it together. But what we want is like very, very fine. If you're making a crumble, but it needs to be thoroughly mixed. Hey Techno. Where am I from? I'm from England, but I live in Canada. You from Turkey? Nice to meet you. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to lift this up a bit so I can actually see who's talking. Right, that's better. Hey Griselda, how are you doing today? Welcome to the channel, welcome to the kitchen today. So this takes a little bit of effort. Obviously it's quicker if you use a Magimix, which is basically a food processor. But these are a nice treat, a nice sweet treat as it were. But these are a Christmas gift. Hey Paul, how's it doing? Oi, oi, oi! Hey Yusuf. Nice to meet you, as I say. I much appreciate people joining me. And to be honest, I mean, I know it can't be helped sometimes. It is a little bit more expensive, but use a good quality butter and use a good quality unbleached flour when you're baking. I'm doing good, thanks. I just thought I'd change things up a little bit. When I've got time, I'm going to do my lives. So this is just a quick one. Just making some cherry and coconut scone. I am cooking, but I have to prepare first. So I have to get my butter mixed in with the flour. And what you want is like breadcrumb, almost like a fine breadcrumb. Knees are very sore still. Can't do anything about that, but I'll just jack up on some painkillers, and I'll take the painkillers I need, and I will, if I know I'm not driving, then I can take a nice medicinal scotch before bed. That's looking good now. Just make sure there's no lumps. So now I'm going to go through. I've got some baking soda. The amounts are in the description. Salt. Sugar. We'll just mix that through again. Yes, you have to keep this right. You have to keep it right. Jeez. A massive crow just flew past the window there. I'm a couple of floors up. So the birds, I'm kind of the same height as what the birds fly around here. Every once in a while something will go past my big sliding door. So a nice Glenfiddich before bed. Just helps it settle down a little bit. I mean, to be honest, I'd rather have a little hot toddy or something like that before, as opposed to taking medication. Very interesting today, Griselda. I'm trying to keep things different. I want to, obviously when I get people coming in who've been before, and then you get people who have not been, like Techno, like Yusuf. They've not seen me before, so they don't know who I am and what I'm about. So just have a quick look through that, make sure we've got no lumps of butter. But it should actually clump together a little bit, even without putting any milk or anything like that in there yet. I really don't watch too much. I watch a bit of Netflix and the Disney Channel, things like that. I like to watch CSI and Yellowstone, Tulsa King. But I'm too busy doing stuff like this most of the time. Yep, it keeps you, especially today it's only -10, but Sopranos, well, yeah, that's an older one. I've never watched that one for a long time. Maybe I'll have to check that one out again. I've got the box set of that somewhere. So get a little bit of air running through that one, make sure it's covered up. Right, just get my script so I know what I'm doing. So now I'm going to go in. I'm going to put my vanilla in with my milk, just so it distributes a little bit better. And we're just going to pour that into the center and get that moving. Now this is an English recipe. It's not like doing the biscuits that you get in North America, so it's a little bit drier. I always try and keep it happy. I'm not... Two Socks will tell you. I work with Two Socks, and I'm the guy that's always singing at work. I have to have a joke, have a laugh. I mean, we tend to work a 12, 14-hour day. So there's no point in being too serious. Hey Robert, how are you doing, buddy? So you can see that start to kind of come together now, but still a little bit on the dry side. If you need to, you can add a little bit more milk, which I may have to on this one. I say it depends on the day, really, on the moisture in the air. It depends on the altitude, as I've said before. Right, I'm going to go in, shredded coconut. Give that a mix around now. We need this moving around properly. From Grand Prairie, Robert. Thank you, buddy. It's where I used to live. I'm about a 6-hour drive away from you now. Right, let's move that forward. We'll get our cherries. And we're just going to try a quick chop of the cherries. I mean, if you can find them, if you can find ready chopped cherries, use them ones by all means. I've never found them yet. I tried doing the trick with the 2 plates we're doing this, but I want them in smaller bits. You keep spreading that love, Robert. That's an awesome attitude to have. We don't want them too small, but we do want them reduced a fair bit. If you see anything that's still like a whole one, just double check. And we'll throw these straight in. Try and get some of them juices in there as well, try not to leave anything behind. Any juices left in there? Not really. And we'll get this mixed through. 12 hours shouldn't be legal. Yeah, it's difficult. But to be honest, where we are, where we work on an oil sands mine, and a lot of us guys, we fly in, fly out. So it's kind of they live anywhere up to 12 hours away. Some guys live in a different province, like completely different time zone, but they drive in to the airport flies us in, and then basically live on camp. Some guys live in town, but your day can be anywhere from, like, say 12 hours, 14 hours. Guys who live in town, it's like an oil rig, but only it's a big hole in the ground. And so you have massive excavators, they dig out the bitumen rich, it's sand, I guess, more than anything else. They dig that out, and then it gets refined down into being into the oil product. And then there's like fracking around here as well. So I'm going to get some more milk for that one, just to bring that together. I think as well, when you're cooking and milk, because I use a lactose-free milk, maybe that doesn't help. I say some of it's coming together when you look like this, but it's just not enough, it still comes apart. So we'll just pour a little bit of milk, and just pour a small amount at a time. until it comes together how I want it. Actually, I've got to put my oven on to warm up. Just double check there's nothing in there still. So like I say, a lot of the guys, they work on the big haul trucks or they work on the big machines, but people like myself, I'm a carpenter, so I do maintenance. We keep the buildings up to code, because when you live in a place like Canada, we have such extremes of temperature. And so we're 35 above in the summer months. In the winter months, we are way down to, sometimes I think the coldest it's been around here is about 57 below. A little touch more. So when you have such extremes of temperature, yeah, I was thinking that, but the Yorkshire pudding thing as well with the milk, there's not enough fat content in it. Or maybe, I was looking at this Naturel is one of the better ones. But there's another brand that I used to use, and it's ridiculous the amount, they put actually a crap ton of sugar in there. I don't know why we need so much sugar in it. It makes no sense to me. So keep working this until, we don't want to work it too much, but we want it to come together. Just keep folding it. Obviously big pieces of cherry in there, there's all the coconut. So it does make a difference trying to, yeah, 57 below. It's cold, but if Two Socks is still listening in there, he'll tell you, we still working that. We just get wrapped up. And we get out there, we've got to go and fix roofs. Doors are no longer working, windows are no longer working, and we just have to keep on going. The trouble is when it gets to that temperature, you can't turn the vehicle off because it will literally not turn back on again. Back to one side. And I'll do what I've done the other day. I'm going to be using my ice cream scooper. Put them in. I don't want it too much, and I don't want to press them too hard. You want to kind of keep the lightness. Just kind of lightly pack my scoop so I'll get the same sort of size. And let them, to be honest, I think, actually a little bit more on that one. I honestly think the more ugly they are, I don't mind it, to be honest. I'm a polar bear now, as I say. My life's over here now. This is where my house is. It's everything. My friends are all here now, and to be honest, the Canadian people are awesome. I've made some really good friends, and they're from, I mean, there's guys from all over the world. I mean, literally, we can walk down the street here. Now you have guys from Newfoundland who talk a little bit like we do in Newcastle. And then you get the native guys who have their own language. I've tried to learn a little bit. That's a bit tricky. I'll make a bit more room on here. Our guys like Dino, Two Socks. He's native guy from BC. He does check him out, Two Socks. He does a lot of rap. Does a lot of rap music about growing up and living on the res. It's a definite culture shock in some instances. Hopefully I've got enough mix here. I want about 20 if I can. Okay, buddy, so that sounds fine. Yeah, we've got America next door. So we've got some of the most beautiful country in the world here. I mean, I might be a little bit. If you can imagine places like the Lake District and the Peak District, but think of them on steroids. Might have to do a second tray. Yep. 16 there, so that'll do for that one. I'll do the rest on here. I've came across a couple, but people are more woke up now. The world's a bigger place. And to be honest, there's been a lot of people that were mistreated by the British. It wasn't just the British; it was the French too. So there's the last one. Nothing left in there. Make sure I'm not wasting anything. So that's made 22. Yeah, 16. Yeah, 22. So that's not too bad. So once my oven is ready, yeah, the cheese-eating surrender monkeys. I shouldn't say things like that, really. I've got a couple of very good Quebecois friends, and they are really nice guys. I think there's a lot of stereotyping goes on. The media wants us to push stuff. Sorry about that, PJ. I know maybe I just decided to jump on. I didn't actually say I'm coming on today, but I do apologise. Yep. So I'm just making cherry scones today, PJ. So just to give you an idea, that's just like my mix there for now. You know, I think what I might do, just give yourself a bit more space on the trays. We'll adjust this around a little bit, just in case they decide they want to move on me. If they do kind of spread that little bit, so if we could actually give ourselves a bit more space, that'd be much better. Yeah, I do a nice, I do like a nice plain scone, but I make it with like a almond flavouring. So you got the almond flavour coming through, but then there's a friend of mine, Lorna. Um, she makes her own jams, and well, she makes some absolutely like killer cakes and things like that. But she makes a lovely chili jam and things. But she makes beautiful strawberry and raspberry or wild berry jams, and then so you have a nice almond flavoured scone. Cut that in half, a little bit of whipped cream, a little bit of strawberry or like wild berry jams in there. Absolutely fantastic. Not the best if you're a diabetic, I guess, but absolutely fantastic. So, but she makes some really nice stuff. I'm not sure what I've got in the cupboard at the moment, actually. I should try and incorporate it. Where did I hide that? Really somewhere. Oh, there's one. So that's her chili jam that she does. Absolutely beautiful. And that one is a wild berry. Absolutely yummy, yummy time. But I'm not going to open them just yet. Yeah, just a nice good quality butter. But I was having a conversation with a guy the other day. We kind of got talking about cheddar cheese, and how can I put it? It's like Scotch whiskey. If it's not made in Scotland, it's not Scotch. So in my mind, they say cheddar cheese, but if it's not made in the Cheddar Valley in England, then it's not cheddar cheese. So I don't know how we resolve that one. But they say cheddar cheese over here, but bright orange. It looks more like a red Leicester or something like that. So I don't know what your thoughts are on that one, 8 Ball. Thank you, PJ. It's all too delicious. This is why I'm such a handsome guy, you know. We must be somewhere close now, are we? Yeah, almost there. But these take roughly, they still take about 20 minutes to cook. So it's a good time to have a chat, make a cup of tea, make a cup of coffee. But so what you've been doing today then? Cheddar can be made anywhere. I don't know, I kind of feel like it's an insult to call it cheddar cheese when it's not made in the Cheddar Valley. So when I used to live in England, I would only buy the cheddar cheese that came from the Cheddar Gorge area, and it tasted different. It did taste different, and what they call cheddar cheese here, I don't know. Probably a little bit fake. I don't know, but living in a smaller town where there's, if you go into Edmonton, Calgary, where the big cities of 1 million people plus, then you get some good shopping outlets. But trying to get stuff in a smaller town can be a little bit tricky. There we go, guys. Let's get these in. So in the centre, now I'm going to put them in as they are, and then once they are just about cooked, I will brush them. I will brush them with a little bit of milk on the top, and then just put them back in just to brown off again. Yeah, I mean, the way I view like things like cheese, it's not just down to the milk that you're using. It's down to what the animals are eating to make that milk. So I know a friend of mine, little town called Hartlepool in the northeast coast there. Then he makes his own, well, him and his wife make their own goat's cheese. They make goat's cheese and like lamb's cheese. I think I've heard that it is a blue cheese, yeah. But they make their own goats and sheep cheese, but all of their sheep are on the coast, and they eat the herbs and the grasses that are right on the sand dunes, and that all comes through in the cheese. They're absolutely delicious. So it is like kind of yummy. So it really does depend. I'll make a quick cuppa. It really does depend on what you're feeding. I mean, I don't really want to quote people, but the chef Jamie Oliver, his main quote when he first started was, "It's not me, it's the food." And if you get good quality stuff, you go down to places like Brick Lane and places like that, where the big market in London, I say there's some of the food you get from there so much more flavorful, I guess you say. And I say I've not, yeah. I say you get the deer over here. They will eat the herbs and the berries and things like that themselves. So that can be a little bit sweeter. Yeah, grass-fed cheeses. If you again, PJ, it depends on the grass. It really does depend on the grass. If it is a nice sweet grass, it's got a little bit of it's got some additional herbs in there. You have to be careful with the clovers, because the clovers will. Sheep and goats can handle the clovers, but cows can't handle the clover. But and I mean, even one of the few cheeses I buy here, and it is it's just out of Superstore, and it's a nice soft goat's cheese, but it's got blueberries all the way around it, and that is a real nice cheese. If you have a nice thick piece of toast, spread that on, a couple of spoons of that, just break that on there, and obviously the blueberries give it a sweetness. The cheese has got that slight tartness to it. Absolutely wonderful cheese that, even though it's out the Superstore, it's like the President's Choice one. But the thing I like when I read through, there's no real preservatives and things like that. It's made with natural bacteria cultures. It's got sea salt, it's got honey on there with the blueberries are wild, so they're not. That's one of the few I eat. But that one, I do like the blue cheese once in a while. I can't remember what it was now. I think it was a blue cheese, but it had walnuts as well. Yep, yeah. So Lolita, California. I'm trying to think if I've heard of anything from that one. Yep. So Wrecking Blue. I'll have to have a look at that one. I'll have to look that one up. Phone there, phone here, tablet there, so I can keep track. I was almost going to make sausage rolls today, but I don't think I'll bother. I was going to make a nice sausage and apple like sausage roll. Yeah. Well, they do different types, but the Wrecking Blue. Moyden's handmade cheese. Wow, $45. I know when we get stuff brought in here, some of the blue cheeses, they're damn well expensive. We get some cheese imported in from the UK, and it comes in a small little piece. It's probably I got a packet of Post-its there. It's probably this size but double the thickness, and it'll be like $15, so like £7 or so for a piece of cheese that big. And it's one of them things you just look and think, what the hell are you guys smoking? But oh, let's make yourself a cup of tea. I think I'll have green tea today. Excuse my cupboard's been such a mess. I need to clean up in here, but I never have time. I'll have a nice cup of green tea. It's a little bit more healthy, as it were. So I think I might have to do another video making different breads, I think. The only downside with making breads is there's a lot of waiting time. I mean, this is one of my recipe books. Everything's written down in here. But I've got slow cooker recipes and all sorts in here, so. But I've also got a lot of Filipino recipes. And I don't know if anybody's seen it yesterday. I made a big chicken and vegetable stir fry, and then I made a lemon and cilantro rice with that one. That was really nice. But that was a nice one to make, a tortellini soup, a chicken tortellini soup. But I've made my own mayonnaise, like Japanese mayonnaise, things like that. Welsh rissoles. I have to be careful on saying this one, but the Filipino people have a little cheesy cake. It looks like a little kind of a small cupcake, but it's called puto, and it's cheese puto. So you have to be careful on saying that one, because in Spanish that can mean a couple of different things. Or making adobo, a nice pork adobo or chicken adobo. But I had a spell there, what I was doing was like making loads and loads of Japanese and Chinese food. Chicken wings. Firecracker chicken, that was a good one. Or my homemade English crumpets. They were really nice. English crumpets were so tasty. I like making meatballs, proper Spanish omelettes. Make my homemade onion bhaji, or pakora, like vegetable fritters. One of the other ones I could make, which is pretty fast for bread, is making bannock. Bannock's always quick. I mean, it's 5 cups of flour, 5 tablespoons of baking powder, 2 eggs, and 2 cups of milk. Mix all of that together, make it into pieces, and then fry it. It's called a fry bread. It came from Scotland originally, but then the native people really picked up on that one and do a way better job than what the Scottish ever did. But as soon as these are ready, we'll get them out. I mean, we're almost halfway there now. I'll put my milk away. Still got that tub over there. Sometimes when I'm talking, guys, I'm just talking to myself. I'm kind of reminding myself to do things. I've still got milk. I've got my little brush just to apply that. But anybody got any questions or any ideas of something to cook that is simple that I can do relatively quick, just for a quick life? So I'm gonna have to let's have a look at this one. Lolita Cheese, California. Oh, that's permanently closed now. Lolita Cheese Factory, all you must know before you go. That particular one's permanently closed. So, oh, there's another one here. Oh, some nice cheeses there. Oh, they even do like nice grilled cheese and things like that. That looks some nice cheese. Aged Jack. A chipotle cheese. That might be nice. Well, I've always fancied making my own cheese. I don't know whether I would ever get round to it. I'm not sure whether I could actually... Not sure whether I've got the patience for it now. But it takes up a lot of space. And I used to make my own beer, I've made my own wine. I made my own blueberry vodka. So that was a nice one. But it's not something I drink a lot of. I don't drink a lot full stop, but... I've done the blueberry vodka, but I used the Death's Head vodka, where it comes in the crystal skull, like the Bill Murray. I missed a load there. Yep, it just, like I say, it said there that it was permanently closed, but I think they moved location. Yes, that's one of the things, when I make sausage rolls, instead of just using onion, I use pickled onions. I chop them up and mix that in. So it gives it that little jump. Yeah, you can throw some honey in for stir fry. Yep. Guinness and sausage. Nice. Oh, smoked salmon. That's what I done for Christmas last year. I had a couple of friends around. I made some nice smoked salmon as a little starter. That was a nice one. Yep. It is a bad word in Spanish. Definitely. Well, if there's it depends with the O or the A. But in Filipino, which is also Spanish, but for some reason it works okay over there. The A version, ending in A in the Philippines, will probably get you a little tap around the head with something. But wow, a packet of sausages for $12, £12, and a 4-pack of Guinness. That's terrible. Yeah, treacle pudding, sticky toffee. Well, that's what I was saying the other day there. Now, you don't normally see it, but one of the stores were actually selling this, pot of golden syrup. So I might make a spotted Richard. If I make a spotted Richard or a nice treacle pudding, but do you like the proper steamed sewer pudding where you pop that out, there's all the treacle running down the sides afterwards? That I think would be absolutely awesome. Well, you give me some good ideas, Aki. Just a quick check of these. Yeah, they're looking okay there. I have to check the ones underneath as well. They are starting to brown up a little bit now. How much time we got? Right. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pull them out. pull them out and I'm going to brush some milk on them now. They're starting to golden up a little bit. Yeah, apple pie, rhubarb pie. I mean, I think as I'm getting older, I'm getting more into savoury. I like the savoury things. Back in. Do the same on this one. Looking good, thank you. I mean, you got to love YouTube and the internet, TikTok, all of these things. If you don't know how to make something, somebody else will, and they'll show you how to do it. I mean, I grew up watching all these cookery programs, and I will say that I did like watching Jamie Oliver and Gordon Ramsay. Rick Stein was one of my favourites. But then you start cooking more and more yourself and experimenting. And it's a pleasure just to kind of learn from these people. Yeah, a nice beef and ale, or I'll do steak and ale, I would call it. And I do my version of like the Greg's cheese pasty, corned beef pasty, their chicken bake. I've made them for a video. That was probably a year ago when I done them. Yeah, that's a wonderful thing. I'll say one of my subscribers, and I subscribe to him, Purely Sounds, I mentioned the other day. He does a lot of nature stuff and a lot of wildlife, and even just a lot of it's just sounds. So you can if you want to relax, he'll have a 10-hour video of just listening to the rain or just listening to the waves on the beach, little things like that. He'll do all of them things. Greg's yay, but we don't need a pasty, baby. You have to be careful. Don't push the buggy along eating the pasty, okay? But I say he watches my stuff. I watch his stuff. I use these for sleep. It's awesome. I've never made any stout and beef pies, but it's very much similar to steak and ale. But I tend to make them. Where's my little tub still? I keep hiding things and I can't find them. It's right on the top. So when I make my pies, I make my own pork pie as well, but I make them in these nice little ring. So I make a nice big pie. It's at full depth, full of pork, full of apple, maybe sage, onion, things like that. But the same thing when I do a steak pie, it's full. Or if I do a minced beef pie, you just load it all, get your pastry in there, do a nice hot water pastry, load that. I'll give them another couple of minutes because we had them out for a bit. A quick check. Yeah, give them that little bit extra time. Another one I used to make is a chicken pot pie. So there's obviously chicken, vegetables, you get a nice creamy sauce, like a nice chicken or a mushroom soup sort of consistency. Get that into a pie like this, let that cook through. Absolutely fantastic. I made my own donuts, so different types of donuts on that one. I mean, if you've got the time, have a look. Sometimes just skip through some of my other stuff, and I need to organise my channel into what I would call sweet eats, savouries, Asian, British, American. But I think what I want to do, my next big kind of push for fame and fortune, as it were, I want to do great British pub food. So there will be steak and ale pie, there will be fish and chips, there will be like a nice chicken curries in there, there will be like a full English style breakfast. I'll be trying to cover everything I can. But corned beef pasties, I mean, it's so simple. I mean, basically just boil some potatoes, a small knob of butter, not too much on that one, salt, pepper, some corned beef. But the important thing is to cook the onions in with the potatoes when they're boiling. Mix all that together. Make sure you've got a good combination of corned beef to potato so you don't lose that flavour. Once you get all of that there, you need to let it cool down a bit. A lot of black pepper in there. I like black pepper or white pepper for the spicy. And then once you get your pastry, if you're not too handy with pastry, like I will admit pastry is not my strong point, so sometimes I cheat and I just go and I will buy pre-made pastry, but obviously it doesn't taste as good as your homemade stuff. You can do puff pastry, definitely, or a nice flaky pastry. Or the old style is to do like a hot water pastry where it's more dense, it's quite hard. If you think like the old style Cornish pasty, which is another nice one to have, where it's quite a hard pastry. If you just doner kebab, hey, why not, Snicky? Doner kebab indeed. I mean, it's simple enough. You just need to go and get some ground lamb. You can make your own little, basically small kebab. Make your own small kebab, cook them on the barbecue, so you get it right. Slice it down into thin strips. Oh yes, there you go. Let's use this one. That's the first lot. It's always that way sometimes when you're cooking. That you always worry that you're going to disappoint. I guess it's like taking a girl out on your first date. You always worry that you're going to disappoint. But they're looking pretty sweet. I mean, they're very hot at the moment, but bottoms are nice, crispy, and you should. Yep, but need to let them cool for a couple of minutes first. Yep, cherries are still red and yummy. I think obviously the steam that's coming off the cookies, off the biscuit themselves, are keeping that right. We're only at 350, we're not cooking too high. No soggy bottoms. Well, there's one, mine. But I say they're nice and crispy in there. And some of the cherries on the outside, obviously they go chewy. They've got that chewy texture. So it's almost more like a candied cherry now. So these are at 350, yeah, for 20 minutes. I say 20 to 22. And then, but I say, depends on altitude, it depends how much moisture you've got in there, if you've had to add that little bit of extra milk. So it works really well. But I say the instructions are there on the description of this one. But I will load this in and get it a little bit better, but I just want these to cool down a bit. Now, the important thing is that you let them cool down. I'm just going to move this one out the way a moment. Give them a couple of moments on, if you give these a couple of moments on the actual tray. And then what we need to be doing now, kind of give them a minute, 2 minutes at the most, but we need to take these off here now. Probably quicker by hand, because the heat in this tray will keep cooking, so we need to let them naturally cool down. Otherwise you will get a burnt bottom on there. An extra couple of these on. Kind of squish as many in as I can. There's a small one I'll keep to one side. But that's all of them out the way. We'll just even them out a little bit so they cool down nicely. And that one can my little sample. But you do need to keep that wire rack good. I must admit, I'm a self-confessed kind of cooking-ware shopaholic. I will go to the local markets. I love going to second-hand stores and see if I can find any little gadgets that will help. But you might not even need the butter there. I say there was a quarter cup of butter in that. But I'm going to open one now, even though they're hot. We'll just pull that apart. So it's, yeah, it's still moist inside, but hot. Oh, that's hot. Oh, they're yummy. I wish I could share. But like I say, they're still nice and moist inside there. I'll get a bit closer if I can. Just to have a look at that one. Beautiful. Yep, that's one of the better ones. So you got like the cherry and the coconut coming through there, the vanilla. But that one test, that's the only thing I will eat of these. The rest, I'm giving away to a lady as a little gift. She's having a bit of a party today with a few friends from work, so she's asked me to do these. And to be honest, I use my time. Yep. The other day I made some cheese ones, and I've got a couple left here. There's my cheese scones, what I made. So you could add a little bit of bacon to them. Nice cheese and bacon scone. They're wonderful. But these are the same sort of scone as what they would serve. We have a place here, a seafood place called Red Lobster. And they serve these as like a bit of an appetizer. They put them on the plate. So, but I made 40 of these scones the other day, 2 days ago. And I gave most away. And I've kept a couple. I kept 6 for myself. So thank you, Robert. So like I say, the only thing I do when people want me to bake something, I will say, I'll calculate what it is, and I'll say, right, I need $20 for the flour and the ingredients. I'll quickly check how much it is. And I'll say, right then, for $20 I can make you that many. So it's only fair. I don't get nothing. There might be a few left over, so I'll keep a couple spare. Yep, smoked bacon, cheddar, nice. But if you have a look on my channel there, the live, there is making Red Lobster style cheese scone. That was my my live a couple of days ago. So with it being live, you can just skip through it now that it's saved, and you can just have a little check through. I'm the local baker, yes. I guess I am. Yeah, but what time did I get up the other morning? Yeah, I was up at just about 4:45. I got up at 4:45 and I made 40 cheese scones ready to take around for that lady. But that, my friends, is super yummy. But I'll let them cool down. I'll get the cardboard box out ready. That can go in there, keep the ladies happy. Oh yeah, that's so good. Nice cup of tea helps too. But I do appreciate you joining me, guys. So I'm going to check out now, and big thumbs up, and wishing everybody peace, happiness, lots of love in your life. It's yep, making cookies. That was like between 5 and 6. That was my cookies, which they say I gave a load of them away, but I've got a few left. Oatmeal chocolate chip cookie. But that got a bit ridiculous. I think I made 42 cookies or something. So thank you for joining me, guys and girls. I much appreciate it. Love you all. And see you in a couple of days or so. Oh, I should say, mic out. There's no editing when you do live. It's a bit awkward sometimes. Well, thank you for joining me there, Snicky and 8Ball. Actually, I'm just going to have a quick... Oh, you don't have a channel there, Snicky? Oh no, I'm looking on the wrong one. Before you disappear, I just want to... I'll have to look on this one. I will see what you got. Oh, nothing on there yet. I love it when I see other people doing their channel. Oh, you come in just the wrong time there, Sam. I'm just about to log out. But I just made some nice scones there, Sam. But enjoy that one. Hey, thanks guys, much appreciated. Oh, Angie's here now as well. These are cherry scones, Angie. Cherry and coconut scone. I just made quick there. So I was just about to log out, but I can take these off now. I have to wash up as well. But I would love to share my food with everybody that comes in. It is a big day, and I feel blessed every day that people join me for doing this. But I'm just about to log out. I need to clean up, and then I need to go and deliver these. I need to go and drop them off at the lady, just for her little get together for her and a few friends apparently. So I will catch you all tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow I might make some sausage rolls. We'll see. But love you all, guys. Mike's definitely out this time.